Hi everybody, Tylord here with my annual Games I Beat video. This is for the year 2025. Happy 2026. Hope everyone has a prosperous, fantastic year. Hopefully you have time to play a lot of video games. 2025, I actually only beat 8 video games and 8 new games that I've never beaten before. I have a more extensive little upload to Instagram where there's like 20 games I beat, but a lot of them were games I've beaten before. Like there's a lot of games I always go back to every year, like the Super Marios and some Resident Evils and some Final Fights and some Rival Turf and Streets of Rage, stuff like that. But usually I don't add those to my videos for games I beat. These are games I beat for the first time, and I only did 8 of them this year. 8 new games. I kind of got distracted. I kind of was trying to do some creative stuff this year. I was trying to write stories and mess with music, and then that got me into all that Suno AI, which is really distracting. That's like opening a Christmas present every 10 seconds. Throughout the years, I've been making music with MTV Generator ever since I was like 18 or 19, whenever that came out. So I have like hundreds of songs I've composed, and now I can plug those into Suno AI, and it's like hearing like a professional musician recreate your own music. I know it's silly, but I just recently got into AI this year. I know it's been around a while and people are talking crap about it, but as far as the stuff I've done, it seems very good at putting people out of jobs. Anyway, so 8 games this year. And there's some good ones. Like I usually, if there's a game I don't like, I usually don't force myself to beat it. So usually every game I beat, I like it, so I'm gonna recommend them. There was only 8 of them this year. Last year I think was the most I ever did. It was 31. So I'm not up there with some people yet, but I'm very pleased with the ones I did complete. Good thing I have all my VHS tapes out here. I can stack them up to have a camera stand here. But I'll start off with the games I beat. The first one I beat about a year ago, January 11th, 2025. I gotta have a Bond game in here every year, and I think I'm running out of them. But I beat Bloodstone on the Nintendo DS, the regular DS. It almost felt like I was playing a 3DS game because it's like a big like third-person shooter adventure game. There's a lot to it. I've beaten it before on Xbox 360. It's kind of similar. I'm sure it's not the same developers, but it's a very similar game. You play as Bond. It's in third person. It's a lot of running and chasing down your enemies, stopping for cover to shoot. It's really good for a DS game. Really low polygon. It looks like a PlayStation 1 game, but I think it's charming. It reminds me of a PlayStation 1 game. I don't think PlayStation 1 could have handled a game like this. There's a lot going down. It kind of reminds me of that one Medal of Honor, or no, it was called Brothers in Arms on DS. That was a really good third-person shooter adventure game, World War II game. This is has some driving levels. They kind of get frustrating because you use the stylus, but you get used to it. I think it follows the same story as the console version. I just thought it was really good. I got through it. It almost felt like I was playing a console game at some points. I forgot I was playing a DS game. At one point at the end, you get captured by like this Korean general or a Chinese general, and he's torturing you, and you have to escape. And then like you only have like a little gun, and there's like the whole army's after you. It's kind of a cool, intense scene at the end. Towards the end, yeah, I think it's a very good game. Not as memorable as some of the EA ones, but a very solid James Bond game. Recommend this one if you're into DS. You like James Bond like I do. So I was happy to get a James Bond game in there this year. Here's one I did beat probably when I was a young man when I rented it, but now I have a copy of it. And I never logged it or anything, so Fatal Fury Wild Ambition, a 3D, sort of like a 3D retelling of Fatal Fury 1. okay graphics, like typical 3D fighter you would see in the PlayStation 1 era. I just like this Final Fight to FF Fatal. I just like this Fatal Fury universe with Terry and Geese and Joe and Andy and all of them, and they're all in here. I think they added Mai and Kim Kafwan from Fatal Fury 2. So there's a lot of Fatal Fury 1 and 2 characters in here. There's Raiden / Big Bear, the big wrestler guy that looks like Vader. I think that's who I beat it with once. Of course, you got to beat it with Terry, and then I think I beat it with Bear. Nothing too impressive, but I'm happy to have played it. I thought I played all right. Okay, next one. That one I beat in January 20th, so about a year ago. The next one was all the way until May 23rd. I beat Expedition 33. I don't have a physical copy of it, but it was on Game Pass. My buddy Alex, that game collector, was hyping it up. Like he was hearing the buzz about it, and he was telling me about it. And I think I heard the Happy Console Gamer mention it. Like, whoa, what is that? I guess it's an indie developed game, like with some ex-employees of a bigger production company, ex-developers. I think there was only 30 of them that made the game, but you wouldn't know it. I know it won all these awards recently, and there's been hype about it ever since it came out, and anyone who's played it would agree with that, and I'm one of them. You know, I'm not Mr. Trendy, follow what's popular, but that's the game I played, and I don't know if I've been missing out on other games like this, but this is top of the line. Expedition 33, it is a big epic turn-based RPG, sort of in the same vein as many others that came out around the PlayStation 1 and 2 era. I know it draws inspiration from many RPGs. I think mostly like Final Fantasy, because that's the only ones I really played, but I know there's a lot more of them. It even kind of gave me like like you'll get vibes from many other games playing it, but I don't know if many games have done it as well as this thing. It's very silly, a very serious, somber game, and it really messes with your emotions, both in the story and in the gameplay. The gameplay beats your butt. Like, I don't know if I just I was having trouble with lag or something. I played a lot of it on cloud, so maybe it was that, but I ended up downloading it so it would run better. But man, so this game is a turn-based, but you have to rely on your reflexes. Every attack the enemy does, you can parry or block it. Every attack you do to the enemy when it's your turn, you have to time it right, or you can even aim your gun and shoot at them with your MP points or whatever they are. So there's a lot of strategy too, and you have to have a lot of skill, and it was frustrating the heck out of me. Like some of the timing with some of these bosses and enemies, they really fake you out. Like, it looks like they're gonna hit you, but then they fake you out. You have to time it right. I hear people say, oh, don't do the parry. You have to be perfect with the parry. I heard people say, don't do the parry, just dodge or block, or dodge it, because it's a lot easier. Like, there's a bigger window. I had a hard time even freaking dodging it. So I was lucky if I ever got a parry. Certain things like jumping over attacks and then countering was very easy. It seemed like it gave you a lot of time, but even little simple moves, they were hard to dodge for me. So this game really beats you over the head. Really great story, great acting. Like I actually, and I liked all the characters. They were all good, very memorable. Like I say, a lot of crazy things happen in this story. I don't want to say too much about it. You have to experience it for yourself. But the music in there is what I was gonna say. Like I haven't like had like little tunes stuck in my head or hum them or want to play them on my guitar or anything ever since like the PlayStation 1 era, like with all the catchy tunes. This game had really good music. So I'm sure everyone's hyped this game up a lot. If you don't like it, I think you're just trying to be a hipster. So Expedition 33, that was in May. Okay, I'm really proud of this one. Double Dragon 2 on Game Boy. This was June 22nd. I actually got this copy of Double Dragon 2 at the Roseville Gaming Expo. I went there with Omega Ace Gaming, and we had a good time over there. My wife even showed up the second day. I got to hang out with Linda, the gamer gal. Double Dragon 2, and this was a recommendation from Mr. Matthews. I watched his video on these Double Dragon games, and this one looked really, really good. He gave it a good recommendation, and so I played it, and yeah, it's really, really good. You know, I'm proud to say, like, the first time I played through it, I beat it. I guess that's not entirely true. At the convention, I popped it in when I was waiting around and I was playing a little bit, but I turned it off. But I kind of got the pattern down right away, like coming at the guys from an angle and doing the uppercut with both buttons. I think you hit both buttons and then punch to crouch and do an uppercut. You can pretty much spam that on everyone, except for one of the bosses. I think the boxer, you have to just kind of come at him at a certain angle and hit him with a regular attack. But yeah, then I beat this, and then later on I beat it on hard. And I guess this is just a reskin of a Kunio-kun game, and I kind of want to get the Japanese version and try it. Not to mention it's a fun beat 'em up, very simple. I think there's only 2 enemies on screen at once as any 8-bit Double Dragon, but the graphics are just very charming, very, very solid. Everything looks very good. Black and white, of course, but I mean everything looks super solid, very good animations, everything. There's a little story in there that I don't understand, but really, really, really like this version of Double Dragon. Probably my favorite version of Double Dragon 2. So we have that, and that was in June. Yeah, I'm really, really, really proud of this one. This is a childhood game that always haunted me for many, many years. And that is Double Dragon, the original Double Dragon, the NES version. And I beat that on July 1st. So Double Dragon, that was my wife's birthday. Double Dragon, I was ignoring her and playing this game. Double Dragon, this, like I said, I've always loved this game. I've been playing it for years. I could never even beat the third mission. I could never beat it. The one, it's a super long stage. You have to go through the forest and then fight a couple of Bobos and go into a cave and then avoid a bunch of stalactites. I just could never beat it, and it was timed. So I never beat this game until recently, and I gotta thank Showed for getting me through. They showed enough. I was watching his streams late at night. This is still when I was on Swing Shift, I think. So I was late at night watching Showed stream, and he explained to me, like, I never registered really how to avoid these stalactites, but he kind of explained to me as he was streaming, you have to watch the top and anticipate them, but don't watch your character. Watch the stalactites up on top. And then you can move your guy around and avoid them. So that got me through that. And then his little strategy for the Abobos really helped me out. And I still don't know about those filing cabinet wall bit. Like, I just have to get lucky on that part. But that's the same in the Game Boy version too. But yeah, really happy to finally beat this game. Like I said, I've had this game ever since I was a little kid. I remember every time I drive by this one park in my town, I think of this game because a friend and I did a little trade. I traded him the Tiger Electric version of Double Dragon and he gave me this at the park. Like, what a scam artist I was. He really wanted that Tiger Electric. Maybe it was Zombie. Was that kid that traded the zombies into the tigers, but yeah, I love this game, the music and everything, just the presentation of this game. I've always loved it, but I could never beat it until this year. I think I streamed myself beating it, or I streamed it when I finally beat it. Yeah, I got to give a lot of credit to Showed for helping me understand this game. And then what's next? Okay, so next is July 7th. We got this game here. Like, I still have the price tag on it. I got this at Laughing Crow, my favorite video game store. Probably the best retro video game store in the world, and it's in my town. Laughing Crow Saturday Night Slam Masters. I've always wanted this game. I didn't realize it was an affordable game. And I was never good at this game if I downloaded a ROM, and played it, or if I if I rented it, man, I just sucked. I couldn't even be one guy. I was trying to play it like a wrestling game. You know, this is set in the Final Fight universe. It has Mike Hagar in there as a wrestler. I'd like to see some of these wrestlers show up in Street Fighter. But anyway, it's a really, really nice looking game. But I couldn't ever. I stinked at this game. I couldn't do anything. Until I realized you don't really play it like a wrestling game. Like, you can't just go up and grapple, and you can't even really play it like Final Fight, where it's easy to go up and grab people. You can do that, but just rely on your punches. Just spam the punches, come at them at a funny angle like you would do with beat 'em ups. Just play it like a beat 'em up. You have to be very fast. I was able to get through the whole game. You have to go through it 2 or 3 times to get the proper ending. I think I beat it with Hagar, and I beat it with Grader. That's my favorite guy in the game, Grader. He looks like Big Van Vader. He's like a Dollar Tree Big Van Vader. So God, really happy to beat this game. Really nice looking game. Probably up on the level of like Street Fighter quality. And it makes me think that Super Nintendo could have handled WrestleFest. I'm sure the only reason we never got WrestleFest was just because LJN had the right to make the games instead of whatever that was, Technos, or it was a Taito or Technos had the wrestling games on the arcade. But man, like I'm pretty sure SNES could have handled just like maybe a dumbed down version of WrestleFest after playing this. But really fun. Just play it like a beat 'em up. Just be fast. Play it like a beat 'em up. You can throw certain characters. Certain characters you can't throw them, but it's hard to. But I would say the more grapply or slower type guys, just punch them, and then I think some of the smaller guys I was able to throw them. But yeah, really great game there. That was the 6th game I beat, so I only have 2 more. So like I said, it was a slow year. Not getting very good focus on this Carl Geist. There's a really good camera lens. This Carl Zeiss camera lens. Anyway, so the number 7, I took a big hiatus there, all the way until December 15th. I beat this game, and this was all because of Alpha Nerd's Winter Challenge. The only reason I played this game was because of that. It's a winter themed game. Wow, the focus isn't doing very good here. But that's Ice Climber for NES. I found this at the convention that all of us just met up at, Dad Level Podcast. The Bill Steer, El Tiburon, Omega Ace, Ice Climber, got that. I had been playing it on DS. I was part of that ambassador program, so I had a bunch of Nintendo games on my DS. So I was practicing on that and on Nintendo Switch online, and it was really, really a frustrating game. This game really, really trolls you. It's like intentionally annoying. Like every time you want to try to jump through a crack, it's pretty much like a vertical platform where you smash your way up through platforms to get to the top of the mountain. There's like a pterodactyl with an eggplant you have to get to. I don't understand, but you're these little Eskimos with hammers. You can do 2-player. 21 Sandwich is hyping this up like he knows everything about it, talking about all the little little skills and the little strategies for the game. And I'm like, man, you are a glutton for punishment if you like this game. But if you go watch his runs of it, it looks easy. But no, it's hard to. It's an awkward jump to get through these holes, and usually every time you try to jump through something, there's an enemy below you, and you fall if you miss, and you hit the enemy, or you end up falling off of 2 platforms. There's a lot of slipping around on the ice. Very, very frustrating game. But once you start playing, it gets kind of addicting. So I like this game now. I'm thinking if they would have made more of these and maybe tightened up the controls, it would have been a big franchise, because this thing is way more impressive than like Donkey Kong or the original Mario Brothers. It's like a vertical platformer. Like you just keep going up and up and up this mountain. Usually the stages aren't very the same. There's 32 levels or 32 mountains you have to get through. This camera is not doing it today. This focus. Anyway, but Yeah, 32 levels. I only had to play through 16 of them for the winter challenge, but I ended up liking it so much I played through all 32. It took me about 2 hours to get through it. All 32 stages, they get very, very frustrating. Once you get the hang of the game, it's a lot more fun. Like I said, there's all kinds of little cute, unique enemies in this. You're trying to smash through the ice, and all of a sudden there's this little guy that'll come up and rebuild the ice. So just when you make a hole and you're on this platform that's moving, you try to get through that hole. Just when you think you have an opportunity, that little guy comes and fills in the hole. There is this polar bear that comes around and jumps on the screen to knock the level down. So if you're below, you'll fall off the cliff and die. There's little yetis and penguins and everything running around. There's birds flying around. It's kind of a cool game. Anyway, but 32 levels I was able to get. The good thing about this is you can keep continuing. So it's kind of like Ninja Gaiden. Even though it's hard, you can just keep trying over and over and over and over. And I think you can even start at any level you want. Like you can select the mountain to be on. But I went through from start to finish, 32 mountains. Yeah, really fun game on second thought. One more game, and that is Marvel Cosmic Avengers. I played that on Game Pass, just like I did with Expedition 33. Game Pass is a wonderful thing. I know that they upped the price to it, but our bank statements have been saying it's still $20 a month. So I think it's well worth it. My girls and my wife are always playing on there. I can even use that backbone that Tiburon gave me, put it on my phone and play the Game Pass games like on the go. It's really, really cool. But anyway, the last game I beat, the 8th game, was Marvel Cosmic Avengers or Cosmic Invaders, which is a really cool beat 'em up. I guess it was the same developers as the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It feels a lot like that game. It looks like it. Gives you vibes of the old X-Men arcade game. I think it's way better than that though. It's pretty easy too. We played it on story mode. I got to play at the in Sacramento with Dad Level Podcast and Billy and Tiburon, Omega Ace. We got to play that, but it was getting kind of late and it was kind of a long beat 'em up, so we didn't get to finish it. I got to finish it with my wife at home, so we got to play through it from start to finish at home. And on story mode, which I guess is easier, and I only died one time, or we died once. I didn't realize. I thought you could just keep continuing, but we got up to the Silver Surfer and we died. I was kind of wasn't taking it very seriously. But then after that, we got through the rest without dying. but we did have to continue once. But it's not that difficult of a game. I like Beta. Is his name Beta Ray Bill? The big horse guy that looks like Thor. I think he's hilarious looking. But anyway, that guy, he was my favorite guy. You can just spam the Grand Depart, the dash forward punch move, like from Streets of Rage. You just do that, but he flies across the screen with his hammer like Thor, and you can keep going back and forth. Like just spam that move. And then if you hit the two jump and punch together, just like Ninja Turtles, they do like an uppercut. It's really, really cool moves in that game. I think then Black Panther was super fast. I liked Black Panther and Beta Ray Bill. Storm was pretty cool too. I think my wife was mostly Captain America and I can't remember, a Wolverine, yeah. And some of them, there's no throw button, but certain characters have a throw button, and the other characters have a projectile with the same button. But it's a cool game. Well, probably we kind of wanting to go back and play through it again to unlock more stuff. I think you unlock more characters as you go. And that's about it. We got that done in under a half hour. Wow. That's what happens when I only play 8 games a year. This year I'm already up to 4 games, and it's only January, so it'll probably be a bigger list next year. I'm getting more back into playing games now. Like I said, for a while there, I was just doing my creative stuff, and moving to day shift, it's kind of hard to have time to play games. But I've been on vacation for a while, so I got to play a lot of games. I'm gonna try to beat more Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. If you saw those games Vince gave me, I'm gonna try to beat a lot of those Super Nintendo games. I'm working on Mystic Quest right now. It was a really easy RPG. It's really relaxing after playing some of these slightly harder games. Yeah, and I got to beat the Resident Evil 7 and 8 before 9 comes out. And I've never even really played 7 or 8. Yeah, and there's a new James Bond game coming out. I hope it's good. It looks good from the pictures of it, and yeah, that's about it. So if you guys have made a video like this, let me know if I haven't seen it. Like I said, I've watched a lot of them already, but I like stuff like this. I recommend all these games. This is mostly just for showing off and recommending games. Like I said, I enjoyed all these games enough to get through them, so I recommend them all. And if I was going to pick a favorite of the year, of course, I don't have a copy of it, but Expedition 33, of course, like one of the best games I played in years. I don't know if I want to play it again ever, so I don't know if that is going to be in my top 10 games of all time. Like, it feels like it should be, but it's not really a type of game I would want to go back and play over and over and over. It's really, really, really good. Those kind of like Ocarina of Time. Like, I've only played that game one time, and it was so magical, and I've never really gone back and beaten it again. It's kind of like that. Whatever, I have to say, the top game of the year was that. But other than that, the other one I'd say that I really liked was Double Dragon 2 on Game Boy. Really, really like this game. Solid beat 'em up, really fun. Kind of repetitious, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like the game's pace goes pretty well. Like, you fight a few guys, you fight a boss. You fight a few guys, you fight a boss. There's different areas. This typical subway area and all that, and going up a high-rise building at the end. Yeah, Double Dragon 2, a unique story too, not like any of the other Double Dragon 2s. And that's about it. So have a wonderful 2026, everyone. Be blessed and prosperous and all that. And I'll see you next time.